All right, so last out of the assignments that we're going to talk about are exams and the end of the semester quiz. So exams, there are 5 regular exams. The format includes multiple choice, matching, labeling, and short answer. The exam will be taken digitally through Canvas using Respondus Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor, or with a proctor at a testing center. If you choose to take the exam at a testing center, you must email me during the first week of class to set up the proctor option. There are no makeup exams. Missed exams are recorded as 0 points. Due to the cumulative nature of the material, exams may contain questions related to previous sections, and each exam is worth 100 points for a total of 500 exam points. All right, so we have 5 exams throughout the semester. What this means is that we don't have what's called a midterm or a final exam. We just have 5 regular exams. So the last exam of the semester just covers the last chunk of material. The format will be the same throughout each of the exams. It'll be taken digitally through Canvas, but you will need to download, and we'll talk about this in a moment, the Lockdown Browser and the Monitor program. This is required for you to take the test, or to take the test, the exams, but for the class. Now, I'll note this later, but Chromebook computers cannot run these programs. So if you have a Chromebook, you will need to make sure that you have access to a computer to download the Lockdown Browser and to download Respondus Monitor. At this time, it is unknown whether or not we will have the ability to have a proctor at a testing center for you. So please do, given the state of the world right now, please do make sure that you have some computer that you can download these things so that you can take the exams. So will they need to borrow the computer? The only time that you will need to use the Respondus Monitor and the Respondus Lockdown Browser is for the exams and for the first quiz of the semester. Now, every other practice quiz for every other week does not require this. So you will really only need to have access to a computer that can have these programs 5 times plus 1 quiz, so 6 times out of the semester. So please try to keep that in mind and see what you can work out with friends or family members, for example. So that said, I did just mention that you need to have these things downloaded and usable the first week of class. So get right on top of this, making sure that you have access to these programs. The reason you need to have them the first week of class is to take the very first quiz, the very first practice quiz, the very first week of class. This is the only quiz that requires this. And the only reason I have a quiz require these 2 programs is so that you get the hang of it before we get to exam 1. I don't want people learning how to use the program and downloading it while trying to take an exam. So make sure that you get that taken care of the first week. And if you have issues with that, please either contact IT if you're working on trying to set up the program, or contact myself to see what we can work out. Okay. Then the last type of activity or assignment that we have for the class is the end of semester quiz. There's a required cumulative end of semester quiz. This quiz covers material from the whole semester. It is worth 150 points of your final grade. Like other quizzes, this quiz is taken digitally through Canvas and may be taken multiple times with the highest score maintained as the final grade for the quiz. So I have this separated from quizzes and separated from exams because it's kind of a crossover. So the end of semester quiz is like your final exam. This is cumulative. It's going to cover information from the entire semester from week 1 all the way until week 15. Now, there will be some variance in the amount of information covered from each of those. For example, you will be taking exam 5 during that same week. So exam 5 will be due the same week as the end of semester quiz. So exam 5 is going to cover in detail the material from the last chunk of class, the last couple of chapters. Therefore, the end of semester quiz will cover very little from those end chapters and will cover large chunks from the entire rest of the semester. Okay, so it's worth 150 points of your final grade, so it's worth more than a typical exam, but It's like a quiz in that you can take it over and over and over again to make sure that you get the highest score possible. So this, I feel like, is a fantastic way at the end of the semester to test your knowledge that you have gained throughout the semester, to ensure that you have gotten these key concepts throughout the semester. And it's also a good tool at the end of the semester to where if you need to get a certain score, or if you'd like to get a certain score overall for the class, that you really can, by taking this quiz over and over again, get to earning that score. So please keep that in mind. There is a cumulative quiz at the end of the year. It will cover everything at the end throughout the entire semester, but you can take it multiple times. And it will be due that last week of classes during exams week. You will have exam 5 covering the last couple of chapters and the end of semester quiz covering the entire semester.